Counting calories is shit. It doesn't work. We've been lied to. Wake up. I'm going to go over the research and the practical applications, and hopefully by the end of this video, you're going to be a bit less confused. If this is your first time here, my name is Adam Scott Murad. I'm a registered and certified performance nutritionist and online coach. The easiest and most reliable way to go viral is to go against the grain, be contrarian, like say things that shock you. This is exactly what people like Eddie Abu, Paul Saladino, Tim Spector, David Asprey do. You know the saying, when you tell yourself a lie enough times, it becomes your truth. The one thing these people have in common is they all gained a significant following pretty darn fast. And to be honest, it's more of a cult than a following, but you get exactly what I mean. Oh, and how could I forget? They all believe that calorie counting somehow doesn't work. In this video, we're gonna unpack that. Does calorie counting work? First, let's start with a scenario where calorie tracking won't really work for you. You're already in shape, you know enough about nutrition, you eat more or less the same foods every day, and you're all about that clean eating life. And it's predictable. So what are you expecting to gain from calorie tracking? You already know a lot about nutrition, you already understand what you're putting into your body daily, and probably the exact amounts if you were to actually write it on paper. But by saying calorie counting doesn't work, it's like saying budgeting doesn't work for saving money. Look, you don't have to budget as per se to save money, but if you're bad with money, or you're bad with money, you may need to budget to save money. Budgeting can be a great tool to help some people become more aware of their spending behaviors and habits, and help course correct, help understand, where they could be saving money, where they could be spending less money, putting money away and whatnot. It definitely helps you save. That shouldn't even be a question. But let's take this scenario and apply it to calorie tracking. Let's say you're struggling to lose fat or build muscle, or you're just not happy with your results. This is where calorie counting can come in. It can help raise awareness to what you're eating, what you're not eating, and portion sizes, along with the calorie density of specific foods. It just helps you have a better understanding of foods in general. Then you can look at foods and be like, oh, that's higher in protein, or 100 grams of chicken breast, or this portion of chicken contains roughly this much protein. It helps you become more intuitive, which is the ultimate goal, about the food you eat through the knowledge you acquire through tracking. In the research, calorie tracking has shown to be a good predictor of weight loss, with those who track calories actually losing more weight. Even over the holidays, calorie trackers actually managed to avoid weight gain. Now, this is where we get people like Tim Spector, who, remember, is trying to sell you a barcode, not just any barcode, a yellow barcode on your arm, is commissioning people to write articles on his website about the nuances of calorie tracking, like it's some perfect science that you should do forever. He talks about your ability to absorb certain foods, macros, the different types of food, etc., etc. Look, I'm not gonna stand here and lie to you and say that calorie tracking is perfect. I've never said that, and I never will say that. What I can say is it's one of the best, if not the best tool we have right now to bridge the gap between where you are right now and where you want to be, which is intuitive eating. You're not going to track forever. Not many people will tell you to track forever. And of course, calorie tracking has a bunch of nuances. The main ones actually being the fact that the databases are not always consistent. Sometimes you search and you get a variety of different unverified options. And then there's the food industry in general, which has allowed 25% plus or minus slack with nutrition labels. That means they can be 25% over what they say they are, or 25% under, and this is actually a thing. Of course, then when you go out to eat, it's very difficult to track. You're like, oh, how am I gonna be able to track when I go out? But that's something that someone guiding you through tracking can easily embed, and I'm gonna talk about in my video next week. Cheeky little plug. But to be honest, calorie tracking is gonna I don't even have to say to be honest, but calorie tracking is gonna teach you a lot more about nutrition, portion sizes, satiety, nutrition in general, than wearing a yellow barcode on your arm, making you look like a piece of reduced meat at a late night supermarket shop. Through calorie tracking, you can move into intuitive eating, that's eating based on what you know and what you feel, quite easily. I think way more so than relying on your blood sugar spike or response to specific meals. You understand the foods that help keep you fuller for longer. You understand roughly, you know, what like this many calories look like or what you should be eating in a day through practice, through habit and learned behaviors. Also through the rewards of actually seeing results. Like if you track for 2 to 3 months, you're gonna see significant results. You don't even have to be like perfect. You could be like 80 to 90% like of the time tracking, even 70% of the time, and still see really good results. Then what that does is it reminds you that no single food is gonna make you fat. Too much food, yeah, is gonna make you put on weight and make you put on fat. But it reminds you no single food is off limits to. You can still include biscuits, chocolates, and still get incredible results. And when you learn that, you get the confidence to actually eat out, and you get the confidence to include biscuits, chocolate, maybe the odd burger, some chips, whatnot. Then you're reminded that, okay, I can still do this and lose weight. That's way healthier and improves your relationship way more than wearing a yellow barcode on your arm. So you're probably wondering what applications I recommend to track with. I actually recommend MyFitnessPal because I've got the most experience with it, and I'm gonna make a video next week on how to use MyFitnessPal properly and troubleshoot any of the potential, well, the pitfalls of using MyFitnessPal and tracking in general, and give you some hacks. Then there's Chronometer, which gives you a bit more on the micronutrient breakdown. I think it's a bit more UK friendly. Correct me if I'm wrong, I've only used it for a period of time. Then we've got NutriCheck, which again, I think is a bit more UK friendly, but I think it's a bit more iOS friendly as well. Anyway, you can choose any one of those. I suggest MyFitnessPal. Then you have MacroFactor if you're willing to reach into your pockets and spend a bit. And that's what I would probably recommend out of all of them, just because it's more like nuanced and accounts for more, you know, just accounts for more in general. That's what I would recommend personally. Well, definitely over Zoe. And remember, like I said, it's only for a period of time are you tracking, like 2 to 3 months. You learn so much from tracking. I can't even tell you. I'm able to, and a lot of my clients are able to guess, you know, how many calories in their food, have a good understanding and feel comfortable not tracking because they've tracked. And they feel much more comfortable eating out and including the foods they love. If you want to wear a yellow barcode on your arm for the rest of your life, who am I to tell you not to? You go ahead. Or if you want to listen to Eddie Abu talk about fasting, talk about being fat adapted, like people were talking about this like 10 years ago, or anything like that, then that's up to you, of course. I'm just telling you that calorie tracking, counting your calories, can play a great and significant part in your fitness journey, and it's beneficial and it does actually work. Anyway, that's all for this video. If you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up and consider subscribing for future videos. If you're interested in online coaching, I dropped an application in the description below. So if you want to apply to that, up to you. If not, keep following my videos and have the best day ever. We'll talk soon.